I'll be here soon. I'm gonna be a couple of minutes late because I got a bit distracted. I didn't see the time. But hi Alan, hi Bob the Innkeeper, hi IRS, hi Duke Akram, hi Clemoniac. How you all doing? Hello everybody, I'm here. Sorry, I got distracted. I was doing Warhammer. I was reading about High Fleets versus Nurgle and talking on the Discord. I was like, oh no, I got distracted. Oh no, don't turn me into no. But hello Bob the Innkeeper, hello Alan, hello IRS. Hello, Duke Akram. Hello, Clemoniac. How are you all doing? I hope you're all doing well. I am late today. I apologize. I've not been very good this week. I've been a few minutes late every stream. I've been a bit late to... I want to usually start the stream at 6 minutes to. And instead, for the past few days, I've been starting at like... anywhere from 5 to 2 minutes to. So it's saying, yeah. I woke up this morning, realised it was spooky season, then for some reason one winged angel started playing. Playing what? What did the one winged angel play? Or was it like a song called One Winged Angel? Is that like Angel with a Shotgun? Oh, I forgot to take my ear medicine earlier. Because I'm a silly Billy. And now my ears are all weird. That song. Oh, it's a song. Hi, Anthony. How we doing? Fever the Revolution. Yeah, it's Fever the Revolution. I don't want to do, you know, bad spelling. Oh my gosh, you've been a member for 7 months.
Cupcake made.
Oh, I'm not a cat forever. Hi, Nano Fate. It's fine. I've waited for a stream for 2 hours before. You're right on time. Oh no, for that one member stream, I accidentally scheduled it for an hour earlier than it was meant to be. And everyone was wondering where I was. And speaking of, first of a month, you know what that means I can do? Oh, if I finally fix it, I can do this. I can do this! Yeah! Yeah! Take that! Oh!
Cupcake! Yay!
Oh my cupcake. Thank you Cupcake Conjuror each. ENvtuber for supporting 5 cupcake mages.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Wait, is it the first of the month?
It's the first of the month. Yeah, I scheduled. We're doing grots today. Because I got 3 boxes of grots to build. And then I realised, wait a minute. It's the 1st of October. That's meant to be October. It's Grottober, not October. And so, yeah, then I decided, you know what? But that's not all. That's not all. I've got more memberships to throw out there. Get membered. Get membered. I'll be doing a membership stream next week.
Oh my cupcake. Thank you Cupcake Conjuror each.
Made.
ENvtuber for supporting 5 cupcake
And
mages.
why I got one? Why did 2 other VTubers get one? But yeah, there you go. I don't get to choose who it gets gifted to. It just goes random. But it's something you have to do. You have to have you can't have a part. What's it called? It has to be a certain type of account. But the other thing is, you generally it gives it to people who watch the most regularly. But you have to click that you accept gifted friend memberships. Not everyone does that. For instance, my personal viewing account doesn't accept gifted memberships. And partly because I've got gifts enabled, but it's basically random. I believe it tries prioritizing people who watch most and don't yet have a membership. If you've also like scheduled yourself on a repeat membership, but then you've like half cancelled it, then you can't get free memberships until you fully cancel it. So, but it's basically where you're not currently got for membership, but you can renew it at any time. There's something like quite stupid. I can't remember really what it's about. 2 memberships done. Did I die? I know it. Did I die? Yeah. Morning, folks. You dodged the memberships. It doesn't. You don't need to be here for memberships to hit you. You just need your memberships gifting enabled. It is a bit random sometimes. But at the same time, it's like for certain accounts I've seen get gifted memberships quite often. While other accounts that I'd expected to have been gifted memberships just haven't been gifted from before. It's random. I can only gift 10 a month for free. I mean, I could spend money to do more of them, but then I'd be putting myself into debt. Fucking black cat. No, I don't want to be a cat again. Why so mean? Hi, Douglas Pendergraft, how you doing? And hi, Paladin Stem, how you doing? And they say hi to you, TA. Wait, is there anybody else who came in while I've been talking? French Puff. Hello, French Puff. Oh. Malamal is here. Hi, Malamal. Did I say hi to you before? I don't know. I'm a bit sad. I'll show you why. Just give me a moment to get onto friendships. Handcam. Oh my gosh, I am tripping over words today. I apologise. Big hugs to you too, Duggar. Big hugs to everybody. I got memberships as long as I don't have too many active gifts. It caps out by the looks of it. Oh, that makes sense. This account does accept gifts. If I am thinking about turning it off because every so often I get a gift to someone's YouTube and I'm like, I feel bad about having caught that gift. Because I don't really go... I've not been watching enough streams lately. I've been too busy. Oh, one of the reasons is because when I've been watching streams, I've struggled having them on just in the background. I often want to, you know, get involved or talk or whatever. I've had to get really distracted. I found like I've been much more productive and like not run over my time schedules if I just put music on in the background rather than streams. But I can go into Handcam now. I got my gloves on. But yeah, I'm upset because look, I've not got green gloves on. Wait. Can I change the hue and the colour contrasts? Can I change this? Filters. Effect filter. Colour key. Can I colour key it so I'm green? How do we change the hue? Green. Ugh. No, it doesn't work. That's not the correct one. Ugh. Delete. Yes. Add a different effect filter. Color correction. Can I now change this to hue shift? Here we go. Can I change? No, it's changing me to purple to yellow. I'm green now. Yeah. I'm sorry. There we go. Hi, buddy, you got sniped. Yeah, you got sniped by the shotgun of gifted memberships. You got it like 4 times. Yeah. You only get memberships from Simply, that crazy lady. Yeah. It's a blue one. Quick, don't bully her. Give her big gloves like this. And I give... Look, I got a big old tap. This is because I'm wearing my gloves that I can't get my... I wanted to buy some more of these types of sleevey gloves. But then it turns out that no one sells them blooming anymore. They're all made for... I want cotton ones because I get... This is one of the main reasons I actually wear them. Or one of the major reasons is eczema. I get it up my arm and on the back of my hand and stuff. And these types of gloves for some reason just really help as long as I wear them. And it has to be cotton though, because other materials can itch, especially things like wool. And I'm like, cotton sleeve gloves are for like fleece, wool, cotton. I've then found some, but they were apparently from America. I've had it's like, okay, and it's like 40 quid for a pair of cotton gloves. It's like, that's not worth it. That's not worth it at all. And then I found some that were being shipped from Turkey, but that was really expensive still to ship them. I was like, it's not worth it. Oh, especially since questionable business practices going on there. Show. But how's everyone been? But yeah, then I thought, okay, I can buy some of these gloves, still these black gloves, but in green. And I found some, but some were gardening, so they got all these grippy grippers on and they're thicker. I'm like, okay, don't want them, they're expensive, they're too thick, they're not going to be fun for models. So then I found some other ones, and they're like, oh, these are reasonably priced, they look really good, and they arrived and they're terrible. They're bigger than they said they were going to be. They're more transparent than they said they were going to be. They're terrible. For terrible, for basically poop picker up, you know, dog poop picking up gloves. The kind that you can put on and then turn inside out easily. Yeah. Oh, don't gamble, Bri. You're setting a bad example. Rippers. You want to see them? They're terrible. Oh my gosh, she won. Is that a jackpot? No, it was only 20,000. Where are they? Yeah, these are the terrible, terrible gloves I got. Oh my gosh, they're bright. They're so incredibly thin though that I can't wear them normally because otherwise there's like no point wearing the gloves for a hand cam. I did think that maybe I can try being orky and green by putting them over black gloves. And now it just... where'd my hand go? Where'd my hand go? It was here a moment ago. It's camouflaged. Clemoniac 1300. Stop setting a bad example. Oh my gosh, Briar. You're setting a bad example for our chatters. Oh. Oh, so is it a bit late for you? And for Mau Mau too. And for TA. Whoa. Yeah. Maybe this way. I wanted to like, you know, go green and be orky. Be orky. Okay, this actually doesn't look as terrible as it could have done. But yeah.
It's not purple. I can see it.
It's true, it's not purple. Okay, we got gobbles to build today. So just give me a moment, I'm gonna grab them. Oops, be careful, I almost just threw cola everywhere. Grots! Rough Herder and Gretchen. My ears smell of vinegar, because that's what this ear medicine smells like. It smells like vinegar. Look at them. I think they're all monopose miniatures. They're very cheap Grots though, if you want to buy them. And you can sometimes find them in really cool sales. Like sometimes shops will just be like, you know what? Let's just sell a box of 3 Grots for 20 quid or something stupid. Okay, maybe not 20 quid, but 30 quid. 35. You can get them in bundle deals sometimes. But let's look. Here's... Oops. The big old base. I guess this is for the rough herder. For 10 tiny bases that are Grots. Apparently, Grots are like one of the best units in the game. Like points per just how effective they are, especially in Dread Mob. Because Dread Mob, they get these cool abilities where they can just like explode themselves so you can inflict loads of damage to everybody. Yeah, it seems each of the bodies, right, is built up. All they do is just change which heads go on which bodies. Ooh. Actually, there's a bit of a difference here. There is 2 rough herder heads we can choose from. And then one Grot who has an arm and a head. But does he have like different options he can take? Oh, that looks like a cool head. I like that one. That looks like a big, great fun mechanic Grot. Hi, Banry! Your internet is back again. Yay! Oh, Clemoniac won 20,000 as well. Oh no, 2,000. I misread that. 2,000. Hey, Conjuror. No, you're not allowed to go in for Sky Jail. Oh, okay, so they can have that hand and that hand, or they can have this set of arms of a Grot. How many head options are there? There's 10 grots. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 head options here. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 head options here. So that means you'll have 2 spare heads. You'll have a spare set of arms. Ow. You'll have 1 spare rough herder head, so that's for orc head. And I'm guessing this whip goes on him. But it's a lot smaller than that whip, so I guess it goes on this grot or one of the other grots. Oh, and then you got 2 different grabby heads. You can have a grabby head or a spotty head. Bzz, 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 zap. Yig. Yeah, okay, maybe it doesn't look as it looks fine like this, but as soon as I start going like this, the gloves look kind of terrible. I'll just do it for this one stream, having green gloves on. Because we're meant to be orkses. Oh wait, he can also have an attack squid. There we go. So he's got a whip arm. He can either have an attack squid arm instead. And he's got a prodder, which can instead be a grabber. Okay, very small options than I was actually expecting from this.
You have returned. And also, I just realized, it's spooky month.
It is spooky month, apparently. Although it's really only the end of the month that's spooky, isn't it? I had a bunch of stuff I kind of wanted to do, but I had various issues this year.
Who made Hirangi? She's gone green. Or is her devotion to Nurgle coming through?
No, we're being orcs. We're being orcs, sis. I'm actually wearing 2 sets of gloves. Oh, why have we got an 11th base? What's the 11th base for? I swear we've only got 1, 2 bodies. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. 9, 10. Yeah, there's only 10 grots here. We got a spare base. Nice. So let's build our rough herder first. Because we got to suppress the grots immediately, otherwise they're going to throw Ash uprising against us. So we need a rough herder here to stop the uprising. I'm not a big fan of the fact that you need a rough herder in a grot unit. I feel like it should be an upgrade for a grot unit, or there should be a way of getting grot units without rough herders. Like, it just makes it really difficult to try and make a grot unit, like a grot army. Like, because you're already going to have to be converting your war boss. So, like, putting a grot in mega armor, or making a mountain of grots, or doing something cool like that to replace a war boss, a big mech or mech or something. But now, in the units, you're going to have to replace a rough herder. And it wasn't too bad when you could just put a grot on a stool or something, or on a tactical rock. But now rough herder is toughness 5 rather than toughness 4. And it's a bit insane. Do we want to give him a whip, or do we want to go for the attack squig? 5.5 is pretty strong. Everyone house still standing. Oh, yesterday was a 5.5 earthquake. Luckily, I'm safe, and it was scary because I was taking a bath. My neighbour saw me in wet shorts, and my pet's okay. Oh, I'm glad your pet's okay. I'm glad you're okay. That does not sound fun. Hello, Kill. How you doing? How you doing? Oh. Wait. I need to check new recruit to see if my... What do I have? What are the grots armed with? Okay, it's stink bag loot train. Wretchin. Okay, for rough herders just armed with a grot smacker and a slugger. Do they not have like stats of the attack squig anymore? I guess they don't have stats of the attack squig, it's just decoration. Huh. Each time on any... Yeah, if they just got the grot smacker weapon. And how it's armed, it doesn't really matter. I started a movement phase, roll 1d6 for each objective mark you control. That has more than one or more units of your army of visibility within range. Oh yeah, they can generate command points, grots. They generate command points. There's a stratagem to make them actually really quite dangerous to be near. And they're very, very cheap for like 40 points for a squad of 11, including rough herder. All the houses are still standing here, and all of them just stayed the whole outside, waiting for the aftershock the whole night. Ooh. Yeah, I can imagine. Hi, Night Parade, how you doing? Whoa. Well, I'm glad you got your internet back. It's like you got running water and stuff as well. And power. Oh, I imagine you have power if you've got internet. I never know. I don't know how old these models are. Don't fall off your base. Oh, I've been building Saturnines today. All I managed to do is build one of them. Look how big the Saturnine is, though. Like, tiny little orc. Obviously, he's covered in purity seals. How many does he have on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 purity. He has 17 purity seals on him, obviously. As well as a little lantern and whatever that thing is. Some sort of iconography. I use him as a Centurion Devastator with Graph weapon. Doing okay, just finishing up work. Yeah. Is that part of the Horus Heresy range? Yeah, it's part of the newer models. You know, for new Saturnine box set, because we got that big old box set for basically the Horus Heresy starter set. And I've still not built the final two. Well, finally, I've built one of them. But I had already built 4 of them ages ago. They take forever to build. Like, this guy took me best part of an hour to build. The main reason being is because there's actually quite a lot of parts to him. Like, that bottom part of his leg's made out of 3 pieces. That part's made out of 2 pieces. His foot's made out of 2 pieces. This part's made out of 2 pieces there where the legs join into. Well, that means it's very, very poseable, but also means it's a bit annoying to try getting him on his base. Like, I ended up getting the bits of base stuck to my fingers. Trying to stick them together. I don't like how the foot looks in the end as he's stepping forward. The arm itself is also built out of a lot of pieces. The fingers are 2 pieces. The hand part's 2 pieces. That's 2 pieces. Then you got the shoulder pad. The main body plates, 1, 2, 3 with a head. 4, 5,
You're counting
6,
seals
7.
again. You
8,
should know by
9.
now that the answer to how many purity seals does he have is never enough.
That is true. You're fine, just shock and a tad sleepy. We stayed up to around 4 AM for the aftershock. Lucky it's a slight tremor. Ooh, that's not fun. Hi, Sarah Dwin. Oh, yeah, that's not fun. Thankfully, I can't remember if I've ever been in an earthquake before. If I have, it was probably nothing major. Because we don't really get them in Britain. If I did, it was probably when I was on holiday somewhere. But earthquakes are definitely very scary, especially a 5.5 one. That is not an easy earthquake to just get through. But yeah, it's a lot of pieces. I love this kit though. It's extraordinarily posable. The same goes with a Dreadnought, the Saturnine Dreadnought. Yeah, I don't like how the foot came out in the end there. This foot's much nicer. But the entire thing's super posed. There's a little bits where you might struggle to pose it, but you can just file down the piece or just do a little snip and it'll book perfectly. Like I've got... If we look at the other Saturnines, I can show you. Like, here we go. 4 of them. This is a Saturnine captain. Well, he's not a captain. He's just in charge of a squad. Oh, I'm gonna have to build a second sergeant for the squad. Maybe I can turn him. Oh, I've not put the little... Oh, that's what I forgot to put on him. His little rocket pack. Yeah, because the rest of these, they have rocket packs on them. These are from the Desolation Squad. There's a small one in the 90s Britain. It was like magnitude 2.5 or something.
What if I just go like, Schlorp?
There's been a few small ones in parts of Britain for various reasons. Like there was the biggest one, I think, in Britain. I'm not sure if it's technically an earthquake or not, but I think it registered on the Richter scale. But whatever it was, either it resulted in a landslide, but it was in Scotland, and this was like in the 80s or something, and it completely like washed away a small part of a village. But what made it very newsworthy and quite tragic is the fact that the landslide that ultimately happened basically just went straight through a school. And yeah, not many survived that one. I can't remember if that was as a result of... I think it registered as on the Richter scale, but from whatever caused it. I can't remember if it was like an earthquake or if it was like a mining accident or something. Or mining collapse. Very bad though. Sorry, a bit late. Don't worry about being late. Wait. Yeah, don't worry about being late, Dr. Smilex. Yeah. Oh my gosh, French Puff and Dr. Smilex are fighting. French Puff just keeps dodging. But Dr. Smilex is not going to just sit down and take it. Okay, never mind. He's got to take a crit. And he's missing again. No, Dr. Smilex, put up a fight. No. You got one chance, Dr. Smilex. Dodge. No. Oh my gosh, he got destroyed. But yeah, for Saturnine models, extremely posable, like we got this guy here. Note. This don't require any kit bashing or anything major. It's just... And the bottom of the feet are quite detailed, so it's fine for doing something like this with. I didn't have to do lots of cutting and shaping or anything like that or green stuff, and it's just really nice kit to just pose how you want. This guy we posed in a more heroic sort of pose. And I added like a little belt of items down there. This guy, this is what I was actually going for with the other model.
No, how could anyone
dude.
do this? What kind ID monster did this to you? Oh wait, it was me.
I think that lies... Was it in Wales? I thought it was Scotland for some reason. It was rubble from mines that had been piled up on a hill above the village. Yeah. But that's the thing of like when an earthquake hits Britain, is that we're not... I say an earthquake. Any sort of like shock or whatever can be a bit damaging to British buildings because we're not really designed for it. In fact, near where I live, there's a mining site, an old mining site, coal mining, and it runs underneath a lot of the buildings. Technically, they shouldn't have ever built on them, but even...
Funny Saturnine guy, looking at a book. We all know he can't read as a proud son of Dawn.
Punch! No, yeah. But the thing is, like, even if a small earthquake hit that area, it risks a sinkhole forming that just collapses everything in. And that's just because they chose to build on it. There are these bits on them that really, because I didn't put the big old out shoulder things on them, technically I should really cut those down. But I like the looks of them. I feel like it looks like electrical stuff. I'm gonna paint it like red and blue and stuff. And the new guy decided just to cut them off to see how it looks. Here's another one. I got like a little Maltese cross icon on him. Yeah. I really like these models. Yeah, I was trying to do this one again, doing over stepping forward. But I kind of messed it up. It looks okay, just not as good. I'm keeping it as it is because... Well, you know, just own your mistakes. And by own your mistakes, I mean I'm owning my mistake. I might put like a few more items like this on this guy so he can be a captain as well. Do. There we go. Yeah. It is crazy how much smaller orks are than space marines. And even Vespid Stingwings. Okay, this guy is stood on a tactical rock, but still. Do. You could paint those in Black Templar colours. I am going to paint them in Black Templar colours. I meant like these little raised bits here. That's what I'm going to paint red and blue, like blue and stuff, like wiring type of colours. But yeah, these are Black Templars. I'm going to be using them as Saturnines. I said Saturnines? Centurions, sorry. Centurion Devastators with graph weapons. Though in theory, I could also like save that for armed with twin last cannons or something like that. But I don't know. Kind of like the look of a kind of like graph weapon stuff.
Hydra Dominatus, Cupcon.
There's no Hydra here. Yeah. I've realised Centurions would actually be quite good inside the Black Templar Godhammer lists if you put them in a Crusader. Put them in a Crusader with, let's say, 5 Infernus Marines. But what they'll do is when they get off the Crusader, thanks to Godhammer for Emperor Detachment, they'll get +1 to hit. They'll also force the opponent to take Battle Shock. Then they'll get reroll of 1s to hit, reroll of 1s to wound, thanks to the Land Raider Crusaders ability for Black Templars. And that's just pretty insane. It's just super powerful. They are very many points, though. That's the main thing about them. That does not feel like it's meant to go there. And clearly it is. No, the end of this is kind of rounded. There's big old gaps there. Let's just remove the rounding from the top of that. I guess
Gotta love
just...
Centurions, dreadnoughts without the need to be half the marine you used to be.
Yeah. I mean, they're not quite dreadnoughts, to be honest. The issue with Centurions is they're expensive in terms of money to buy. You might as well buy a dreadnought. And what you're getting with a dreadnought if you buy it is it's less points for a dreadnought, but it's cheaper to buy a dreadnought as well. But it does a lot more. A ballista's dreadnought has a lot more firepower than these guys do. If you were to build them as Devastators. A Redemptor is better in melee and has decent firepower. And a Ballistus is going to be better in melee. Also, the Dreadnoughts are going to have far more mobility. They're going to have far more survivability. And the mobility and survivability is a really big aspect of why it's hard to use them. It's the same reason why Firestrike turrets aren't taken that often, but the main benefit of Firestrike turrets is that for 75 points, for 75 points for a vehicle, and they do get the vehicle keyword, and that's important to note. They're relatively small. Do I want to use this head? Yeah, might as well. Do primaries actually fit in Centurions? At the moment, it's a Centurion model. I say Centurion, a firstborn model. Technically, they could fit inside one, I guess. But it would be a tighter squeeze. We don't know if we're going to get an update to the Centurions to turn them into first Primaris. Some people theorize that they might just get rid of the Centurions eventually, because Graphis has kind of taken their place. Because the thing about Centurions is that they were meant to basically be Terminators without the expensive Terminator armor. And capable of doing things that you'd want a Terminator to do, but it's just not what Terminators do. So, for instance, having heavy weaponry, having siege drills, stuff like that. So... But nowadays...
Hi, Cupcake Conjuror.
I'm not a cat! No! Hi, Mississippi Gonzo. Obliterators must obliterate for Centurions who Centuriate over Saturnining. Yeah, the main thing is it's basically just meant to be a alternative to Terminators. And it was a way of, because in the law, Terminators are this thing that, you know, they're super expensive. They're not made on many forge roads anymore. Many chapters struggle to maintain their Terminator armor. So as a way of adding a kind of Terminator equivalent to the law that was a lot cheaper, a lot readier to repair, and that people could also use in their own homebrew chapters and stuff if they didn't feel like they wanted Terminators because of the, you know, the entire law surrounding Terminators. But now we've got Graphis Marines who do all of that, but they're just so much better. They're cheaper. That's one of the main things of them in terms of, like, for us monetarily. Generally, people prefer the design over Saturnines, not Saturnines over Centurions. And the graphics are just implemented in a better way of being cheaper units who are more mobile, who fulfill a variety of specialized roles instead of just trying to fulfill multiple roles at once and doing none of them that well, which is what the Centurions kind of tried to do. So the graphics kind of just did it better. If you want the equivalent of the Assault Centurions, you got the Aggressors. If you want the equivalent of the Devastator Centurions, you got the Eradicators. You want an equivalent of the... Well, actually, if you just want a more heavily armoured battle line, front line, you've just got the Heavy Intercessors. It's fine, just trick your opponent to just playing for Centurions instead. Yeah, I hope they keep around Centurions because I really like the idea of them. It's just right now they're not in a very good state. The models that are there... Website time! Oh, look at these guys. Old World Almanac. Oh, Tomb Kings! Tomb Kings! Okay, distraction. Obviously, you're not necessarily going to be paying Warhammer website prices, but let's go to Ultramarines. Let's go to here. And let's find the Centurions. By the way, the fact that Terminator's Assault is still here suggests that we're not getting to the Terminator's Crux box anytime soon. Yeah, 37 quid for 3 aggressors right there. Keep that in mind. And similar for Eradicators. Where's the Centurions? They're somewhere here. Did we already go past them potentially? There they are. It's 50 quid for 3. Now, it's not that bad because you do get a lot of spare bits. These guys can be built with a variety of weapons. As you can see, he's got a heavy bolters. He can also be given last cannons. We've got frag grenades on the chest, which can also be storm bolters. We can also have these graph weapons instead of the heavy bolters and last cannon. Alternatively, they'd be equipped as assault ones, in which they have these big old drills on them. But yeah, are they kind of cool? I like the look of them. And they do have a bit of like just tiny dreadnoughts. appearance going on. But it's 50 quid for them. And it's like, why would he get them when he can get aggressors for 37 quid? That's a big thing that's going on. It's like, yeah, maybe I don't get as many spare bits of the aggressors. But the fact is I don't really care for the spare bits that much I'm getting with these guys. Like, it's decent, but it's not £13 of a decent. Gosh, why is it not showing these things? Yeah, you see, we can get last cannons. Wait, can we be built as the assault version? Or is it 2 different kits? Oh, it might be 2 different kits, actually. Oh no, it can be built as an assault squad, yeah. And it comes with 1 Ultramarines infantry transfer sheet. What about the... Centurions are kind of funny in their design, heavy protective armor, but the head is relatively exposed. That just dates back to, one, they kind of just want the hero hammer aspect going on with the fact that you can have helmetless heads. But it's also just like how all the old models used to be, like the dreadnoughts. Of course, on the... Of course we are, Talan. Hi, Talan. Space Marine head common armory did not protect the head. Yeah, if we look at the old... It's a dreadnought here. Not that guy. I mean, even this guy has got his little head poking out. Kind of. But... if we look at... Where's the vulnerable dreadnought? Did I go past it again? Is it? Oh, there it is. Vulnerable dreadnought. There you go. See, there's a little Space Marine head poking out, which is funny. No, I think the entire point of the head poking out is partly just designed for fun, so you can, have the helmetless heads and you can customize them and make them a bit more identifiable. Law reason, I believe they've basically got force fields around the head. Almost every single... As long as it's not a normal Marine or Phobos Marine.
Battle of the Baby Carriers. Centurions, Dreadknights, Invictus. Who does it worse?
Invictus, not really a baby carrier, to be honest. These guys don't really feel like a baby carrier either, because they're very much inside the armor rather than on the outside of it. The Dreadknight does give a baby carrier vibe on the fact they're outside of it. But yeah. Also, these gloves just look like giant mittens. It looks like they're about to go and have a snowball fight. Do you know those things of where kids get sent out in the snow, but the parents are like overly cautious and protective? It kind of reminds me of that. Oh, clearly a cope cage. Now, a lot of these things, I generally think it's meant to be like this force fields there. And that's why the head's kind of a bit exposed. Similarly, this guy, I think that like main cage parts technically got a force field or something stupid. So it's not as exposed as it looks. Well, that's just kind of an excuse. It's like how the Terminators, their entire thing is, this shoulder here, that's actually a force field generator. That's why it's so over the top big. Lack of armor overhead feels like an example of survivorship bias. None come back with head wounds, so they don't need armor. Yes. You have to go now. Bye, Dr. Smilex.
In the grim darkness of the far future, no one remembers how to make plexiglass.
Yeah. They have made a few models that use clear plastic stuff like them. Except it looks like a lot of the recent models that they've released don't have that kind of clear plastic on them. It seems people don't really like it too much. Like, these guys don't have it on them. Although these guys have a stupid design. That little head poking back there. It's like, yeah. But yeah. The Centurions are fun models. They could do with being a bit more fun. But we got a Grot! I'm giving him this stupid looking head. You, my friend, get the stupid head. The memes write themselves. What are you on about? The little dude's head is the best part. Oh no, it's the worst part. Definitely leaving it off when I make my storm speeders. By the way, I'm wondering, do you think I can get away with... Do you think I should keep my Black Templars as Black Templars? Or do you think they should just be a very similar to Black Templars army? Like, learned about the Hospitaller chapter. Which look like the Black Templars, except paint the Maltese cross red and paint the armor white. How they behave is basically very similar to the Black Templars, except there's a bit less of them. And they mostly protect, like, pilgrimage routes. But they are fleet-based chapter, once again, believe in the God Emperor. And pretty much if you play them as Black Templars and use Black Templar models, just paint them white with red crosses. I'm wondering if maybe, because I've now, like, updated my lists with 2 more detachments. I was like, we don't have enough impulsors. I need a list that makes good use of impulsors. Also, maybe I should have a list just full of Terminators. Hi, Tony. How are you doing? My day's going well. I hope yours is too. Well, after I played Genestealer Cult, so maybe I shouldn't say anything about lack of head protection. To be fair, I don't think the Genestealer Cult's... I think the Genestealer Cult's head protection is the least of their worries, to be quite frank. Now, shall I just give him a big old grenade to carry? I'm giving him a big old grenade to carry. Plastic cracks addiction is stronger. Yeah, I'm going to buy 4 boxes of Terminus crooks. I'm going to put myself into debt. I'm just going to get out a small mortgage. For most marine Terminators you can get... Do you know the annoying part, though? No, the annoying part is... For most Terminators you can get in a legal non-Legends list, it's 69. Nice! In an army. Or in a Templar army anyway. You'll get more if you go with others. But that's 3 Ancients, 3 Chaplains, 3 Captains, 30 Assault, 30 normal Terminators. The annoying point thing is that's around 2,810 points, something like that. And it's like, there's just so many spare points. What the heck do you do with it?
But you don't have use for impulses. But I could make a use for them.
Yes, light of armor and call from Grey Templars. There's already Silver Templars, but they behave more like salamanders, and they are actually come from the Ultramarines. I actually like the fact that they behave more like salamanders rather than Ultramarines, because I just like that idea of, you know, the successor chapters being diverging relatively heavily and developing their own culture separate from the founder chapters. And it also encourages people with their own homebrew chapters to be creative and not just restrict themselves based on whoever the founder's meant to be. I'm thinking, because our Templar colour scheme is relatively off-kilter already, the main thing that got me thinking about it is, one, I actually hit the over 1,000 mark if I include crew of vehicles, after how many Templar there are. And that doesn't include neophytes. You know, for normal guys, it's full-scale Marines. If we include initiates, it's more like 1,400 of them. Which I feel like there needs to be more neophytes, sorry. If we include the neophytes. So that was one thing. But the other thing I was thinking of, I don't have any marks of heraldry on my Templar models. I was thinking about maybe going over with my I was looking at some transfer sheets and looked at some of them. They had some really cool text on them and stuff, just really tiny. Maybe putting transfers on them. I was just thinking about what if my chapter, the main reason like they use colour to diverge between all the different detachments of a Templar Crusade is because they decided that they don't really like iconography and stuff, and just play heavily into the Templars can't read them. Like, they're like, oh gosh, that's such a funny head. But do you know where you get like Puritans and stuff, where the entire idea of their ideology is less is more? I say Puritans, like actual proper Puritans, where they're like less is more, don't have belongings, everything's like kind of shared amongst them. I was thinking, oh, they could go into that, because that was also something some of the Templar, you know, Crusade churches did. These kind of warrior cults. But I was thinking is, well, my little Crusade diverges quite heavily from the Templar in quite a few ways, in which the Crusade has done a lot of rebuilding of the places they go into, because they do like missionary style work, it feels like, where they force people to join their church and their culture, but they still try to rebuild and bring like the light of the Emperor to the areas, which even the good Templar don't really do too much of. Then the Templar are all full of iconography and heraldry and all sorts of stuff, and everyone has their own heraldry and stuff like that. And that goes quite far away from what my little Crusade is doing. It's like, oh, look at him. Can we focus on him? Look at his little dumbness. He's got a grenade. He's got a little beating stick. He's going to pull out the pin and then whack you with it. Come on. Why can you see the detail in my glove but not him? Yeah, look how dumb he looks. It's so stupid. I need to turn the head a bit. There we go. You stupid. Oh, first Grots. I never had Grots as I had a few Goblin models, but not many Grots. Or any Grots. Isn't that already a White Templar chapter or literally Black Templar? No, that's a Hospitaller chapter. They're basically Black Templar, but white armor, red crosses. There's already some Black Templar who dress in white anyway. Or at least if you look at the art. Oh, that's a very smiley Grot head. Oh, I just love Grots. They're so smiley. They're so happy. They're such little cheery fellows. You're so happy to be shooting you. Oh, we need to create Grots. You know what I'm thinking? We need to create... The 11th edition needs a really cool starter set, right? And it should have 4 factions in rather than 2. 11th edition should bring back old ally rules. Maybe. And what it should have Catachan in it. It should have some Space Marines in it, of like the Salamander chapter. And then some orks, but also some Grot revolutionists. And it should introduce a new Grot units. 2 new Grot units. One of them battle line Grots. And one of them is infantry Grots. Neither of them have orks in the unit. As well as two new Grot characters, a Grot mech and a Grot boss. And a Grot boss can. Oh, 3 new characters, yeah. And then a weird Grot as well. I just need to introduce Grots as an actual sub-faction of orcs. I think the IRL Templars were known for building works, mostly castles and churches, and banking. The real Templars also did a lot of banking. Oh gosh, this guy has a head attached to him, I didn't realise. So we get 3 spare heads and the bots. Nice. That's gonna make turning sentinels into killer cans a lot easier. And I could go over my old models as well and paint all the crosses, either white or a mixture of white and gold. If it's on a white background, it's gold. If it's on any other background, that's not super light, it's white. Because if I look at my Templars, they have... Oops, I just whacked my microphone. Like my Templar colour scheme, I could paint the crosses as like silver or something. They don't look the most like your typical Black Templar. Oh my gosh, that does not show up very well on the camera. That's a little bit better. Yeah. Because of my use of blue on them, They do look a bit different from your typical ones. Okay, maybe turn that light off now. It's just reflecting right off him. Yeah. I don't know. I guess if all they did was change the colour of that cross, we could have our own chapter. But again, it's fleet-based, and it's like on an Eternal Crusade, and it's basically the Black Templars, just different. Oh gosh, there's another one with a head already attached. Another one with a head already attached. Okay, that was actually what I was expecting them to be. I was expecting most of them to have just, if not all of them, to be like this, where all you do is just cut him off, glue him to a base, that's it. There's not really much you can even do to kit bash him that well. Yeah, IRL Templars, they didn't invent banking, but they basically reintroduced banking to Europe. Banking went on with the Romans, but after the fall of the Roman Empire, and then general decline of relations between the various distinct nobilities and groups across Europe, most systems of banking effectively just disappeared. But during the Crusades, the church also did things like loans and stuff. But during the Crusades, people wanted to like have ways of safely handling their own money. And they also wanted support for their crusades and whatever. And so the Templars introduced banking. They introduced banknotes and the idea of... it wasn't just with money, but with like resources and stuff as well. But it predominantly became like just a big old banking clan. One of the big things about them, and this is one of the reasons why the Templar effectively died out very suddenly and were branded heretics, is that a lot of important people owed them a lot of money because they were the banks and they were being owed money by kings and queens and popes and nobles and bishops and stuff. And as a result, it became quite easy to go, you know what, best way to get rid of our debts? Brand the people who hold our debts as heretics and stuff. Excommunicado. Oh gosh, wearing 2 sets of gloves does not make trying to do this any easier. I wish there was more of that though, in, do you know, the Templar depiction in 40k. Of they can't. I feel like they did want to go down that route at one point. And they were trying to, but the memes were just too hard. And I just went with the rare memes in the end. But it would be nice to see Templars, you know, doing stuff like rebuilding. Because even now the thing is that it doesn't say that all Templars always just destroy planets and don't care about the people. It just says that there's no guarantee that you're going to get any effectively safety or sanctity from the Templars once they come to your planet. Which means some Templars are absolute jerks, which we know because the law says so, and some Templars are actually kind, we know because the law says so. Grimaldus isn't a jerk. Even the big argument that people say, like Salamanders and Black Templars hate one another because, you know, the ideologies don't go together. If you actually read the book, I think it's in the Black Templar... Oh, what's it called? It's basically Grimaldus' book. Hell's Reach or something like that. I think that's the book it's in. I don't want a grumpy goblin. I don't want a goblin that tied a skull to his head. Or do I want a goblin that looks like it just ate a sour lemon? Why can you see the detail in the glove?
Of course, they don't do much rebuilding. Rebuilding takes time. Time that could be better used crusading.
Yes, that is true. But don't worry about it. Like, that guy looks like he ate a sour lemon. But, oh yeah, the law between them, it's effectively there's this situation with the orcs attacking, and the salamanders that are detached with them basically are saying, hey, we need to fall back, hold position to defend the civilians. And the Black Templars saying, doing so will only put the civilians more at risk. We need to push and hunt down for orcs while we've got the chance. And it basically just comes not to a debate really of ideology too much. Ultimately, it's kind of just memming on for salamanders protect civilians, even if it's tactically stupid to do so, and actually doing so only puts the civilians in harm's way. That's ultimately what it kind of reads like. But the entire thing isn't for Black Templar saying civilians aren't worth protecting. It's saying that the best use of the resources and time is to destroy the orcs. It's kind of ultimately a kind of minor debate between the two of them. Rather than a huge thing. Yeah, that's in the War of Armageddon. Actually, yeah, that's War of Armageddon. I get confused between book titles. Yeah. But it ultimately depends on the story, who's writing and what. It's like with all of the factions in 40k. Who's writing and what the Black Templars' role in the story is to be. When the Black Templars need to be a more protagonist role, and you usually see this with the likes of Grimaldus and Halbrecht, although you do see them do a bit more of the crazy Black Templar stuff as well. The thing about them is generally they're nicer. They're not as crazy and angry. Or even kind to psychers to some extent. And for like, yeah, purge a mutant. But when we say purge a mutant, we mean like, you know, people mutated by chaos or gene stealers and stuff. Not Ogrins. Not just slight genetic mutations, because all the Black Templars and all the Space Marines are mutants. If we're saying purge all the mutants, that means purge the Space Marines as well. Which maybe we should. But yeah. And there's definitely been plenty of times where the Black Templars have fought one another. Whether literally fighting and killing one another or just getting into arguments because of effectively disagreements in how much they hold to the ideology or how they read their own ideology. Oh my gosh, Grots are so tiny. Like, look at this dude. But this dude is, look, this orc is massive, right? The orc's definitely massive. Oh my gosh, this neophyte must be massive, right? Definitely massive. Oh my gosh, such an eye must be massive, but look up her little, poor little guy. It's going to be squished. It's going to be squished underfoot. Oh no, he was too scared. He fell off his base. Yeah. So I do like the idea though that's the same with like every single major faction that has, you know, multiple different ways of being what's the word? Multiple different groups within it. It's that they're all going to be different from one another. The faction might have some stereotype taking it over it, but the entire half of the point of 40k is that it's a joke about stereotypes. And the fact that you got all these factions have a stereotype and how people view them through like this very narrow-minded lens. But then as soon as you start looking at the factions into any depth, you realise that the stereotype gets contradicted at every single step. That not all of them behave in the exact way that you'd expect. And that's the point of it. It's poking fun at our own narrow-minded views and ways of just stereotyping people. And it's poking fun at the Imperium itself, who very much does stereotype everybody and is very narrow-minded.
Ah yes, every faction has good sub-factions. Where's my good girl Dark Eldar waifus at?
The Yanari. There were a bunch of the good Dark Eldar. Not all of them were good. But you have to remember that the Dark Eldar act the way they do, because if they don't, they're going to be killed by Slaanesh. Their soul is going to be eaten and consumed by Slaanesh. And as a result, they need to keep themselves protected from Slaanesh, and the way they do that is the entire torturing things. Turns out that not every Dark Eldar actually enjoys it. They do it with more of a habit of survival. And some Dark Eldar joined the Yanari Eldar in trying to, you know, bring back the gods and stuff and stop Slaanesh. In part because they don't actually want to have to do that all the time anymore. There's also been a couple of excerpts of from the Dark Eldar point of view, and you sometimes get to see them being a little bit more human than you expect. Sometimes they get surprised by even their own humanity, and they're like, oh my gosh, no, I hate it. And they just push it down deep somewhere. But the entire point, I think, of a Dark Eldar is that they could potentially be good Dark Eldar. It's just that there's no way for there to be good Dark Eldar anymore. The only exceptions are those Dark Eldar who become Harlequins. They can, in theory, become good. And those who join the Corsairs. There's also, I think, been... I don't know if this has been retconned, but it's, do you know how some of the how Dark Elves and High Elves are the same race in fantasy? In which, if you raise a Dark Elf child to be a High Elf, it will be a High Elf. If you raise a High Elf child to be a Dark Elf, it will be a Dark Elf. That's literally the only difference is how they're raised. And I think there has, in old lore, I think there was a thing of, you know, some of the Dark Eldars still trying to join Exodite and Craft Worlds, but I don't think that's a thing anymore. I think they've been separated fair fully now. I read a lot of really, really old lore for Dark Eldar when I was a kid, because I really loved the Dark Eldar. I liked the Eldar in general, but I really liked the Dark Eldar. And I read a lot of a really, really old lore. And I wasn't really aware of things like retconning and stuff at the time, and things not being canon anymore, because I was just a little kid. So a lot of it is still confused in my head. You see that a lot of Ultramarines, they often thought was similar to Leandros, but in the novels they are a lot closer to Titus in personality. Yeah, the ones I see is generally I see 3 types or maybe 4 types of personality amongst them. You got the Cato Sicarius personality, the Caligar personality, which Titus falls into, or the Titus personality. The Leandros personality. And then there's the... Well, it's Kato, who is a bit... Like, his personality is a bit closer to, like, a Black Templar, isn't he? In which he's a bit crazy. But he's not quite Leandros. In terms of, like, just sticking to the Codex Astartes all the time. What was the 4th one, though? The 4th one is a kind of uncaring one. Like robotic personality. Not adhering fully to the Codex Astartes, because we're fully willing to bend the rules when need to be. But they don't have the same heart and they're full of emotion that the other 2 do. Extra plus. Now they have all done all this excessive suffering infliction, the Dark Elder souls are positively steeped in it. Just wants Dark Elder souls even more than normal. That is true. That's true too. But yeah, there are some good Dark Elder, but the tragedy is that none of them can truly be good. They have to be evil for their own survival. The only ones that get to be good effectively stop being Dark Elder the moment they get that chance, whether it's becoming Harlequins, becoming Corsairs, or something equivalent. And even then, they're very rarely ever truly good. They're more morally grey. And it's usually because while the Dark Eldar do have a much higher birth rate than the normal Eldar, especially the Craft World, it seems that the Exodite Eldar do have a better birth rate than the Craft World ones. Most Dark Eldar are very, very old. Because you have to remember that even the lowly Kabbalite warriors are usually sort of immortal. You can probably kill them like 60 times. Because they just keep getting resurrected by the homunculus. There's a Dark Elder in the Rogue Trader game. Is there? Ooh. Ha! That's the easiest way to open these boxes, I found out. There we go. The base was stuck at the back down there. Just all the way at the back. A lot of the Yafane group Dark Elder are Dark Elder. I think she... Is she actually Dark Elder? I don't think she is. I know that a lot of her group are Dark Elder, but in recent lore, a lot of her group did run away from her. And that's a lot of a Dark Elder specifically. Effectively losing hope in her ideal and stuff. That's a recent lore. The most recent lore I've heard about it. I kind of want to buy all the codexes just to read them. And maybe we will do one day on stream. Just these expensive codexes, you know. I'll build this one as the actual squig. She was captured and she fought for witch coops in the arena. Oh, she was an intern in the arena? Oh, I never knew that. See, you learn something new every day. To be fair, when it comes to that lore, I'm not extremely knowledgeable about it. I'm like, which side does this go on? There's a tail that, and there's a tail that, there's a tail, there's a tail, that's a tongue. It goes like that. Oh gosh. Yeah. I think she was trained as a howling bousy, so she wasn't a slouch in hand-to-hand combat. But I'm pretty sure the reason why she's the emissary of Yeet is because she wasn't quite good enough. Oh. I mean, she survived in the arena. She must have been very good. Although, I feel like more recent lore for the Dark Elder suggests that they're not actually that, you know, compared to the Craft World Elder, or who are extremely, you know, skilled aspect warriors and stuff. The Dark Elder ones aren't quite. Partly because the thing is, if they die, they just come back again. And they're just so steeped in their own arrogance and ecstasy that they don't really... It's a big weakness of them. She survived right up until she didn't. Oh. Wait. Did the God of Death save her or something? Have you heard? Apparently there's rumours that we're going to get the plastic kit for the Shadow Spectres. Or whatever they're called. I feel like if I want to make my own homebrew chapter though, I want to make a homebrew chapter of librarians. Like everyone within the chapter's a psyker. Or close to it. There's already a chapter like that that's not Grey Knights, the Death Spectres. They have a crazy amount of librarians. Most of them are kind of psychically attuned. And... what else is there? Oh no, I dropped it. Your friend died in the arena combat, then concert with Yeet and was survived. Oh. Blood Ravens have a lot of librarians, yeah. The Death Spectres, their chapter master is a librarian, and they're always replaced by the Grand Librarian, the Grand Master Librarian. But I think this is like partly due to their proximity. I think, is it the Ghoul Stars or something like that? It used to be that you could put Black Templar, you could put librarians in a Black Templar army, but if you did, you just couldn't use a Black Templar detachment. Now you can't do that. So I can't just turn this thing into it. So I kind of want to do that. If I were to make a homebrew chapter, I think what I'd really want to do is just go all into the idea that it's a really poor chapter. The chapter with a chapter master is confined to a crystal throne, is it? Oh, I never noticed, never read that part of it. Oh, this one fits a lot better onto it. Yeah. See, the other guy has a big old gap on his weapon. Exorcist chapter is also led by a librarian, which makes sense due to their particular rituals. Yeah. And their role. I'm thinking, maybe there'll technically be a Thousand Sons successor chapter. And it's like just almost every single Marine that comes through ends up getting some sort of psychic power. Like, I'd definitely like have every single unit has a librarian attached to it to something, so they always get the psychic keyword. Which you can do quite easily. You got librarians in Terminator armor, librarians in Phobos armor, then you got your normal librarian. You just don't get it on the bites. Voluntary demonic possession in my loyalist chapter, more likely than you think. It's true. Okay, I want to get some spare bits for these guys. So give me a moment. Just want to get some different heads so they're not all going to have the same orky head. For the rough herders. Oh, that's a good head. I like that. Well, one of my favourite things I used to do when I first collected orcs is I always used these little targeters as like bionic eyes or monocles. And I made an orc at one point have a little top hat made from green stuff, and I gave him one of those as a monocle. And tried giving him a little newspaper. The newspaper kind of failed, if I remember correctly. I like that chapter, Phobos. There's a wild final trial. Yeah. Time to dive deep into our pile of shame to find new heads. It's right at the top of a pile because I keep meaning to make these guys. Does the head fit? It fits well, yeah. No gaps, no gaps. Old boys, still best boys. Yeah, just how I'm looking at the squig like. I'm down, you shilly fella. Oh, gosh. We're going to have 30 of these things. Can you believe it? Can you feel it? I'm a bit disappointed, but I want them to have some grots that I can, you know, attach for arms, legs, and head all separate from one another. Because, mostly just because I've got some sentinels I want to convert into killer cans. And the only body amongst all of these that could really work with that is this one. And I could actually make this work. I could cut down this piece here and there. And then I could put his arms forward and make it look like he's sat at the control panel of a sentinel. I could give him some of my spare goblin arms. Like cut the spears out for hand and stuff. Or for bows. Although it would give him long sleeves because most of my goblins are night goblins. The ones arms that would fit him anyway. Yeah. I'm a bit sad that he can't add librarians anymore to the Black Templars. Without... Like, because it used to be you could use the Black Templar rules, but as long as you didn't use their detachments, you could add just the librarians in. And that was fun. I liked that idea. Okay, what head do I want now? I'm thinking Angie Grot. Angie Grot. I was really cooking when I was reimagining Smilex's trench clothes, linking Raven Guard Gene Flaw to the current affinity of Demon Engines. Meant that they were making rubric marines in my canon. Oh. What's the gene flaw of them? I know that one of the guys, they grow bones and stuff out of their body. One of their successor chapters. A gene flaw can always appear in a successor chapter that didn't appear in the primary chapters. And just somehow always affects every single member, even with clean gene seed. Are there any good psychers in the Space Marines? Like characters other than Tigerius and Mephiton of the Blood Angels? I wonder if there's any armies that have any of the other ones can but other things like Black Temp Codex supplements can take their own type of librarian in addition to all the other librarians. I know that Space Wolves get access to their Room Priest, but I don't know if they can still take normal librarians. Raven Guard Gene Seed had a habit of breaking down during the returning of Corvus. Mean you see similar things for Thousand Suns Flesh Change? Oh. Ones of Bones Black Dragons are possibly salamanders. They were part of the 21st Cursed Findings where Gene Seed may have been tampered with. Oh. Purely genetic degradation. Oof. That's not fun. Oh, Raven Guard. They never get a chance. It's like all the times of a shining is also times of it just getting punched down upon. Like the time of a shining against the Tau, they lose a chapter master to a ghost keel or something. The time that they were shining against something else, it's always the same way. And then you had like the Raptors, who were a successor of the Raven Guard. And they also got beaten up by the Tau pretty heavily. The Tau suffered massively against them.
It's him. It's him who did it. Not me. It's her. It's her who did it. No, what? No.
Stop pointing at me. Point at you. You did it. My finger's bigger.
But no, don't go closer to the camera to make your finger bigger. I don't think it's working. Nope, his finger's so tiny it can't work. Haha. My poor emo bird boys truly getting kicked while we were down. True. Oh. Well, in the end, it didn't even matter. They tried so hard, they got so far. But in the end, didn't even matter. There's a really old librarian in the corridors called the Pale Nomad. How many grots we made? 11 if we include this little fella. And 2 orks. 3, 6, 9. 3, 6, 9, 10. Yeah. 11 grots. Let me put them all on screen. There you go. 11 grots. 2 big old orks. Oh, the Pale Nomad. He's powerful and maybe one of the oldest marines alive. He actually looks old. Ooh, a bit like what's his name from Blood Angels. But I like the Raven Guard. Would be the loyalist marine of choice on me. I definitely don't have a thing for spooky 2 tons 7. For 8 foot now. Stabby machines, Raven Guard and Alpha Legion are just superior. What about the Night Lords then? They act very similar to the Raven Guard in their methodology and actions. We're often viewed as cowards, but the fact is we're just like, you know what? Am I going to take on that numerically superior force who has the capabilities of fighting us? No, I'd rather take on this force that stands no chance. And we're going to attack it from the shadows stealthily and just tear them apart piece by piece until eventually they morally break because we're going to be doing terror tactics on them. Cowardly? Yes. Very good at what? Very good tactic? Also yes. We call them cowards, Conjuror. I just said that you call them cowards, but you know, it's also tactics. It's very similar to Raven Guard tactics, except with more terror added onto it. That being said, they often just get like really angry for no reason and just completely give up all pretenses of tactics and just charge in. If you're ever fighting a Night Lord, just keep provoking them until they try fighting you one-on-one. But that's the best way to fight them. Raven Guard and Alpha Legion wouldn't generally fall for that type of tactic. Night Lords definitely would. Because they're all just Corvus in the end. Not Corvus. Wrong one. Oh, I forgot his name now. I had it and then I called him Corvus. Conrad Kurz. There we go. I just find an image of an 8-foot tall armoured giant sneaking up on someone unironic, unnoticed, really funny. I mean, you say that, but at the same time, have you seen how the modern military can operate? Where you've got not just an 8-foot, imagine an 8-foot super soldier, but make it instead a 9-foot reconnaissance vehicle. That's also like, how far long? 13, 16 foot long, something like that. And it's just slowly sneaking by like some sort of Monty Python sketch. It's like, it's that obnoxiously large bush moving. It's like, nah, I think it's a mirage. Like, did we just position 20 tanks behind the enemy lines? Yes. And do you think they noticed? No. Of course not. Why would they notice? It's only 20 tanks. And 60 APCs. And 5 helicopters. Raven Guard are more about precision strikes. That's why they favour jump units. That's the thing what Night Lords also do. Like, the main idea of their, like, what they really want to hit first, usually, with their tactics, is the command centres. They want to disrupt communications to command centres, because that really generates terror, but also stops them from doing tactics against them. Then they'll try, like, disrupting supply lines and stuff, starving the enemy out. It's very much, again, precision strikes. They also favour jump infantry very much due to precision strikes. Not only precision strikes, they can get in, do their attack, get out of there. They also have the only effectively Phobos infantry of the... what's it called? Chaos Space Marines at the moment. The Nemesis Claw's the closest thing you're gonna get to Phobos infantry for them. Back in 9th, during the tactical doctrine, Raven Guard got position on their weapons. Imagine interceptors dropping or just removing the characters. That's kind of what Vivas do right now. They're absolutely insane. There's still a doctrine where you can do that. Well, it's not a doctrine, it's a stratagem in one of the doctrines of the space. It might actually be a Templar one, I can't remember. But it's a stratagem where you can just give an entire unit just precision. But yeah, Reavers are really good at that right now. And they're basically jump infantry. Kind of. They got graph shoots, so they jump into this objective. Hit it really hard with every single attack they can do. They've got power... They got power knives, which only gives them AP -1, but it's still AP -1. But they also have precision on the knives. They've also got heavy bolt pistols that have precision. Actually, I don't think it's a heavy bolt pistol. I think it's just a pistol that's got AP -1 and precision. Everyone using jumping packs, I think they look silly. I think they look cool. I like a jump infantry. Also, have you seen Space Marine 2? With a jump infantry plus Thunderhammer. Amazing combo. Almost as good as being a heavy intercessor and using a multi-mounter. She says because that's what she did through the entire game. You only played Meltus? Only in the operations. Remember when we were playing as Titus and we got the missions where we could do the Thunderhammer with jump packs? Both in Space Marine 1 and Space Marine 2. It was absolutely amazing and I loved it. Don't you remember that? This in the main mission pack, like when you play as Titus. What do you mean it looks silly? The big explosions as you're thunder hammered into the enemy. You look silly. Also on the tabletop, jump packs are incredibly cool because Assault Intercessors with jump packs have this special rule where every single time they charge someone, roll 1 dice for every single model that's in engagement range of the enemy. On a 4+, it causes a mortal wound on them, which is basically unsavable wound. And it's just absolutely insane. And you can get up to... No, you can only get up to 11 of them because you can't add 2 characters because you can't get a lieutenant with a jump pack or an ancient with a jump pack. The main difference between Raven Guard and Night Lord is that when Night Lords strike the command center, they make sure it is loud and broadcast. Raven Guard, you never know. It depends what the Night Lord's tactic is, because ultimately theirs is a terror tactic. Yes, they might want you knowing that your command's gone, but sometimes the greatest terror is not knowing. And that's what they also enjoy. Raven Guard will do that without you knowing because it just sows confusion. They just want confusion. They want you gone. Night Lords want to sow terror. But the main difference between Night Lords and Raven Guard is that Night Lords will do things slowly even when they need to do it quickly. Like, they'll prefer to slowly tear apart the enemy. And while this is a tactical advantage, it's only a tactical advantage while they got the time, and sometimes they're just so arrogant and full of themselves that they'll just continue slowly tearing you apart for the fun of it effectively and to cause as much terror as possible, even though they know reinforcements are going to be coming soon. Raven Guard will just be like, oh gosh, reinforcements are coming soon, let's get the job done. Second thing is you can taunt Night Lords into coming out and dueling you, or just falling for a trap. Taunt Night Lords enough and they'll do exactly what you want them to do. Raven Guard generally don't fall for that tactic. In fact, some of the Night Lords' most of the Night Lords' even biggest losses comes to the fact that they fell to an opponent's taunt. Or just an opponent tricking them into basically revealing themselves. Which is something that Raven Guard just don't do. The Raven Guard actually have common sense. Night Lords lack a lot of common sense in that regard. I bet you won't shoot yourself in the foot dueling me, coward. Yeah, a Night Lord could actually fall for that trick. Sometimes Night Lords are so arrogant though, that you try calling them out and, you know, heckling them and stuff, and they'll come out just to tell you that it wouldn't work on them and that you're stupid. But they'll come out to say that to you, so it effectively worked even if it wasn't the exact response you were looking for. It's like, you think I'm gonna fall for that? It's like, shoot him. It's like, darn it! Why did I have to try telling him I'm too smart for that? But that's what I love about Night Lords. They're stupid. They can be clever, but they're also stupid. Some Night Lords are actually smart enough not to fall for those tactics, mind you. And they're generally the scariest Night Lords. Her and Blackheart. It's kind of one, but at the same time not one. I don't think he's a Night Lord anymore, though, is he? Wait, Blackheart was. Or am I thinking of somebody else? I'm thinking of somebody else who's... Because there's a major character who used to be a Night Lord, or was originally a Night Lord. Problem with taunting a Night Lord, if you make a mistake, it ends with you becoming a decoration on their armor. Your main reason why you want to taunt them, though, is because that's what's going to happen if you do not taunt them. Like, if you just let Night Lords do their thing, they're very good at doing their thing. Sure, if you make a mistake, you risk losing it all, but that's better than... if you just let them continue slowly slaughtering you all. Her and... oh yeah, Astral Claw. Yeah, what was the other one then? There's one of them that was a Night Claw. Night Lord, sorry. A major character. It's not Blackheart. It's... I'm gonna have to check now. Where's the website? Where's the website? I'm gonna go to it. I won't need to show you it. You might have an actual character here. Does he actually have a character or not? Model. World Claimer. Is it Harken World Claimer? I think I'm thinking of, not Blackheart. So I get... oh gosh, sorry, I accidentally went to there again. Oh, I forgot. As soon as I press that button, it brings it up. It brings it up. Oh, forget about that. John Nightlord. Blackheart, formerly left Torven, was an Astral Claws. Yeah, we're thinking of World Claimer. I've done that twice now on Handcam streams of accidentally bringing up my other tabs that I have open. But yeah, he generally... he's one that is less likely to fall for those types of games. He still might do. But if you did get him out in the open, you better be prepared to fight him because he is a massive danger. I think even Abaddon respects how good he is at what he does. And generally what he does is just kill people. So it's statistics. We hunger for knowledge. We hunger for... don't forget to like the stream, everybody. Oh, we got 20 grots built and 2 orks. But no, the best... who would be the best character? Harkon never lost the arrogance. He throws his spear into the ground to announce the world will be claimed in a certain amount of time. True. True. Maybe it's just because he's so much stronger than like everybody else that it kind of doesn't matter if you cause him to. He's just damn good at it. He is. We're going to build his model, but we're going to convert it up. Because I don't want him to actually be World Claimer. But we do have a model from Combat Patrol. So you might as well use him. Yeah, these Grots are cool. 30 Grots. Oh. Don't know why these Grots are so dangerous though. The thing is, if we're on an objective, roll a d6 on a I think it's a 4+, you get a command point. That's really good. Or it's something like that. Then you get, what else do they do? They generate command points. They can claim objectives. Let me bring up new recruit. New recruit. The stink bag loot train. I'll show you them. Dank. So Gretchen. What do they do? Rough herder. It's only toughness 2 offers Gretchen in the unit. But at the start of your movement phase, roll 1d6 for each objective marcher you control that has 1 or more units from your army with visibility in range of it, excluding battle-shocked units. If 1 or more foes is a 4+, gain 1 command point. That's really good. Gain 1 combat patrol. Oh my goodness. A free combat patrol gifted to you by your opponent. Nice. I'm joking. It's a command point. They're not that powerful, although they can actually be a bit of a pain to actually fight because they all have pistols that hit better than they actually do in melee. But the main thing is, the other thing is this stratagem here, conniving grunts, if you go with a dread mob. Your opponent's movement phase, just after they end a normal advance or fallback move. Yeah, normally when you get something like this, 1 Gretchen unit that's within 9 inches of them, it just means that you can get a free move, right? No, the Gretchen rolled a d6 for enemy suffers d3+1 mortal wounds. Your unit can then make a normal move. It's like, what? Like, normally it's like, okay, you move close to this unit. Okay, it can move d6+2 inches. Or d6 inches. Maybe it can move with engagement range of you. But no, the Grots go, okay, we're going to cause a bunch of wounds to you, and then we're going to move a full 6 inches. And it's like, oh my goodness. And since they just farm command points for you anyway, and it's only 1 command point, it's just a good way just to throw random wounds at your enemy, capture objectives, hold enemies up. And it's just... And it's a normal move on advance or fallback. It's just really stupid. It's hilarious. But for Dread Mob detachment's just really fun anyway. Like, the ability here is rules. Each time a mech, orks, walker, or grot's vehicle. So a mech is a character. And you can add a character to a unit so it can benefit from this rule. Unit from your army is selected to shoot or fight. Roll... Oh, it's including fighting. Roll 1d6. Until the end phase, weapons equipped by models in that unit have a corresponding ability shown. Alternatively, when such a unit is selected to shoot or fight, you can select one of the abilities above instead of rolling the d6. If you do, until the end phase, that weapon becomes hazardous. If it's got multiple hazardous sources, on a 1 or a 2, you fail your hazardous test. Also, it makes Gretchen battle line rather than infantry, so you can have up to 120 of them. Try that button. Each time you do an attack, basically, roll a d6. On a 1 or 2, you get sustained hits. On a 3 or 4, you get lethal hits. On a 5 or 6, each time you make a critical wound, improve the armor penetration by 2. But that's just like all of your dreadnoughts, all of your killer cans, all of your grot tanks, all of your mech guns. Oh, all of the units that have mechs inside them. It's just stupid. It's really fun just having orks. And you might as well just choose to choose whatever effect you want sometimes, because then you're just getting the hazardous, and that's half the fun. Cog points, cognition points. What is it with Games Workshop and really liking the abbreviation CP? Combat patrols, cognition points, command points. Is there anything else? Okay, I'm looking at arms to use. I think I'm going to give him a slugger arm. Yeah, and I'll give him a different head again. This one. This one. Yeah, and this arm should fit neatly on the side of him. It does. Perfect. Oh wait, we need to give you a little pistol. I forgot about that. Yeah. Ah, green thingies. Oh, this feels awful wearing 2 layers of glove, especially since the outer gloves are just so terrible. Stick it to his butt cheek. Grots. Ooh. What happened? Oh gosh, why am I putting him on the tiny base? He needs to go on the big base. Back. We're back. I didn't notice it break for me. Oh gosh, the concurrent view has dropped massively, so maybe that's what happened. How long had it been down? Guess only a couple of minutes. Huh. I didn't notice anything on my end. Don't always notice, but usually I do. Oh, can't remember what I was talking about. Guys, what do you want to talk about? Give me your ideas for conversations, Cupcakes. Because I got nada. Stream seemed to stop, but I could hear sound. Oh. That's weird. Guess that's a YouTube end thing then. It's annoying. But my internet has been acting a bit weird lately. Yesterday I just couldn't get a video to play. It wasn't a YouTube video. It was what's it called? Cartoon. Watching Amazing World of Gumball. Because I've always wanted to watch it but never been able to catch it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch it. She's haunted by internet ghosts. And not the cute kind of ghosts, the evil ones. No! Every like on this stream will help fight off the ghosts. Like the stream as a predator omnisire. Appease the machines. But look at him. He's adorable. Appease them in a machine spirits. Ghost stories. Dub ghost. Oh no. They're terrible. They're evil. And hilarious. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, shh. I'm trying to get this guy out of there, but his nose is poking my finger and it hurts. Big old goblin noses. Sticking it where it don't belong.
Oh no, the ghosts, they have a sense of humor. You won't know whether to scream or giggle.
No. Why are you crying or scream? Both. I always struggle telling whether someone's crying or laughing. It's really hard sometimes. I only get some people that just make it even harder. To be fair, I'm the same. I'm not evil! Stop detecting evil on me, otherwise I'll have to go around and... YouTube won't let me say it. Gonna have to go around and give big hugs to everyone until they stop wanting hugs. Yeah. That's what YouTube will let me say. Ow! Ah, my finger! I poked it on my own horn. I mean, I don't have a horn. Don't look at the chibi with the horns. That's not a real image you're seeing. It's your mind playing tricks on you. Naifu wading my subs IRL gone wrong. Naifu raid? Naifu waifu. I have a little tiny knife. Guys, what would you think if I decided to make some normal videos? Like, not clip videos or lore videos, But like a video just explaining what an accumulopolis is and what a hive world is and what the difference between them is or something like that. Like 5 to 10 minutes long kind of thing. Probably trying to go for the 10-minute mark. Because YouTube likes a 10-minute mark. Do-do-do-do-do. But I don't know. Because I feel like I should really be making various forms of content for the algorithm to like me. Because it generally does. Hide and ad miss the subject of a video. With a weird, if in theme plan. The subject of a video was like explaining what an accumulopolis is on like our hive world and stuff like that. I was thinking about doing like videos that, you know, just explain stuff. Like telling you about sci-fi stuff. Like hive worlds, accumulopolises. What else is there? What's a phaser weapon? Is it just a laser? Oh, is it something more? It's something more. It's something very different. Bite-sized lore bits. Yeah, stuff like that. Maybe lore on things like Warhammer and stuff as well. Or maybe stuff like, where did they get the inspiration for this from? Probably not that, because that requires too much research. I just don't have the time to do that. Especially if I want to do exercise at the same time and stream. This guy's got 2 guns and he's not very happy about it. He's like, I got 2 guns, but I wanted 3 of them. Should be interesting. A lot of sci-fi themes cross over multiple franchises. Yeah. One of the things I wanted to do was like explore how sci-fi sometimes misunderstands the basis of them as well. Or like how sci-fi gets them right and how it gets them wrong. Like an accumulopolis. I should really check how the word's meant to be pronounced. Is meant to be a city that spans an entire planet. But in reality, it would more likely be multiple cities that have all expanded simultaneously across the planet until they've become an amalgamation just of one giant city that covers the entire planet's surface. And stuff like that. But sometimes you see sci-fis and if they come across it, it's like, it's just kind of treated like just one big city.
What? You don't have the TISM level to just store the technical specs of a Baneblade for instantaneous recall?
No,
for shame.
Even if I do know these types of things, it's generally, it's like as I say on stream, it's like sometimes I say something and I get a name wrong or I get something wrong on it. I might misremember. It's like, so even if I do know stuff off the top of my head, it's best that I research it, have sources, and then can point out in the video. Also, it makes a more interesting video if you can show the sources on screen, rather than just saying it. Like, I was watching a video on UK food guidance for like restaurants and stuff. And I as someone with a stomach condition, I've researched this myself, so I know all the answers to what, like, the minimum place you should ever go to is 3. You don't want to ever go to a place that's 2 or 1, or do no health and safety inspection. Preferably you want to be at a 4 or 5, although the difference between 4 or 5 is kind of marginal. But the person was doing, like, showing all the evidence and stuff of where it comes from. And that's much better. And that's what you really need to do. If you're going to be giving people information, you need to show your sources. Like ketchup, Heinz, Branston. With planet-wide cities are mentioned, Coruscant is usually the one people think of. But that was based on the Trantor book from the Asimov. Yeah. What else is there? I'm not sure if there's any Accumulopolis type planets for Warhammer, because I've not seen any. Because most of the hive worlds don't actually follow that. Like, Armageddon is a hive world, but most of the hive world is desert regions. Necromunda is probably one of the biggest hive worlds that gets quite close to, I think Terra might be, but I'm also not sure it is. Like, there's been multiple mentions of Terran mountains and stuff. In the lore. So I think Terra might not be in Accumulopolis. Close to it. Necromunda definitely isn't, because it's got the ash wastes and stuff like that going on. And by having these large sections of wasteland, you are inevitably failing to fulfill the definition. Forge roads would probably count. Potentially, although I'm not most of forest roads I know of. Like, you got Graia, but that one doesn't count. Because we know Graia has massive oceans and it's got large areas. There's another one where the Tyranids attacked them, and it's also got mentions of massive deficit tracts and wasteland on that one. Although that is described as being above where a lot of the forges were, and the forges themselves are like dug well underground. So in theory, you could suggest that a forge world might be a class if the entire, in which the entire planet is covered with a giant forge world, but then you've just got planet on top of that as well. Mars, as far as I'm aware, is also not completely covered in cities and forges. It's again got empty space on it. I don't necessarily think we should count underground. We should fill the empty space for a nice parking lot. I think that's often where people park their armies and the ships and stuff, so... Imperium would technically just fill it with a big old graveyard. No, okay, if they're completely covered. That's good to know. I think one of the things that makes for difficult, I say difficult, why Warhammer generally tries pushing away from the fully covered by a city is because it's easier and sometimes makes more interesting stories to have massive tracts of wasteland for them to actually do their battles in, or do forests and stuff like that, and with the enemy to set up in. There are only 2 planet-sized cities in 40k are Craft Worlds and Commonwealth. Commonwealth might be much larger than any planet, as far as I'm aware. Craft worlds though, I'm not sure any of the craft worlds come to quite planet sized. I think they're more continent sized, but it doesn't change the fact that they're still incredibly massive, and that because they're populated all the way through rather than just on the surface, they can house massive populations the size of what a planet could hold. That being said, I might be wrong with that, but I did think the largest ones we know of are continent-sized rather than planet-sized. I say planet-sized. Technically, a continent-sized giant orb in the sky could potentially count as a planet. But they're not Earth-sized. Also, I think they don't really count because they're space stations, effectively, or spaceships that just happen to be habitable and city-like. On the Cumulonipolis, they count. It has to basically be a planet that its entire surface, including oceans and mountains, gets covered. The most obvious and clear example is Coruscant. But probably Necron World Engine, that's probably more like a Death Star in size. You got the Phalanx as well. The Black Fortresses. So not built as, but built over. Yep. It has to be. As far as I'm aware. Oh, I love this goofy face. Orc attack moons are also a thing for more of a beast. Yeah, they could count actually. Orc rocks in theory could count. Especially for largest ones, which are basically planet-sized. They're completely covered. Well, they're not cities. They're not really living habitats. They're planets have been turned into spaceships. Or planet-sized astral objects that have been turned into spaceships. If the orcs just lived on them, then it could count. But there we go. 30 grots and 3 orc roughherders. Squish, 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 squish. Oh my gosh, they're so tiny. Look at them. Oh, he fish perfectly in his hand. Crunch. Oh, wait, how big is an aggressor next to a Saturnine? Saturnine's pretty big, bros. Orc infested worlds, as long as you get techie with it, tend to get very built up with memory serves right before they get spaceborne. Yeah. Oh. Look at it. Look at him. Hello. Hello. So violent. Why would you do such a thing? Oh. Why would he hurt my poor orcs? Yeah, Grots. Grots be silly. All of these weapons all have the same attack profile. They all count as pistols. For all strength 3, they all hit on 4s. In close combat, they hit on 5s, and for strength 2, they actually get worse in combat. It's weird, orcs have been made much stronger by the fact that they've been increased to toughness 5 and strength 4. And they get AP naturally now. With their choppers. Because but also they've been strengthened by the fact that the way the game is played has changed. So
this is your reminder that orcs don't often make orbital dockyards, but make plenty of spacefaring vessels, meaning they likely take off.
It's true. That's why much of the bigger vessels tend to be converted asteroids. Or stolen stuff, or space hulk, so basically a bunch of ships crash together. Often on purpose. But not always. Sometimes you just find a bunch of wreckages that have like clumped together from an ancient war and just, put them together, fix them up, make them working. Giant space hulk. But the thing is, orcs used to have only one attack. They used to be strength 3, toughness 4. They used to be initiative 2, so this means they always attack last. Charging didn't make you strike first. Instead, it gave you +1 attack. It might have given you initiative boost, I can't remember. But this meant that if a bunch of guardsmen were close to some orcs, the guardsmen could charge for orcs. And because they got +1 attack, the guardsmen would get 2 attacks each, hitting on 4s, wounding on 5s, and the orcs would only have a 6+ save, because that's all they had back then, a 6+ save. They didn't have 5+. And the orcs in return would get 1 attack back each. They'd hit on 3s because they're weapon skill 4 still. Or were they weapon skill 3? Against weapon skill 3 of the guardsman. Then wound on 4s because they're strength 3 against toughness 3. And then the guardsman would get 5+ save. If the orcs were armed with a chopper, all that would mean is I'd get 2 attacks back rather than 1. If the orcs got the charge, they got +1 strength from the charge. So they'd get 3 attacks. But the guardsman would still get a 5+ save. I regret to inform you that you have not been logged in for long enough to be kicked out of the Uma Musume Club. I am now the leader. That's fine. I deleted Uma Musume app. Look at me. I am trainer now. She hates us. I don't hate you. It's just the gamba is bad. And the game scorned me for not giving me Brian. Wait, did it give me Brian? No, it didn't give me Brian. I'm sad about it. Never forgiven it. But yeah, so the orcs of the charge were quite deadly because they got +1 strength from the charge. They got 3 attacks because they'd have 1 normally, 1 for having a close combat weapon and pistol, 1 for charging. The guardsmen would still strike first because they had the higher initiative than the orcs. Well, this meant that if the orcs got close to you, it was actually a good idea to charge them. If you don't think you could defeat them in the shooting phase, just nullify them by charging them. They increased the amount of gems you gain passively too. They waited for you to leave. It's fine. I left ages ago. It's sad, but... And I'm sorry. But yeah. Realize Gamba game is probably not good. Also, just in general, the way the game kind of can be at times. It's like, yeah. Now I'm managing for Cupcake Club. It is full of debt and most of the taxes are being avoided. No! Well, there's no taxes to pay in Uma Musume. I'm going to jail forever if I don't fix the finances. Me, 6, 9. You know, I was keeping these guys all separate from one another so I could tell who was meant to be in which squad originally. And now they just all kind of got jumbled up already. My big head's blocking these guys off. But yeah, we got pointers. We got double gunners. Who's showing his booty. They've also got a bit of a twerking booty going on. We got a pirate gobbo with a big old musket gun.
The struggle must have been real. One devil on your shoulder, buy more plastic crack. The devil on your other shoulder, buy more horse girls.
Yeah. No, it's partly because it's like the gamba and stuff off it all. I didn't really like plastic debt one easily, yeah. But the other thing is I didn't like about it is it... I don't know. Feels kind of awkward at times playing the game. That it seems to pander towards some people. He's got a little pistol. A little... Look, he's got a little hair squig on. No angels here, only evil. He's got a little grenade at his side. No, is that a grenade? Where's a scroll? There's a grenade. Detect evil. No! Oh, they're so tiny though. Look at them next to the little aggressor. You wouldn't aggress the little You wouldn't aggressor, would you? Punch! Of course I would. Punch! Punch! No! Who is this anyway? It's Burger John. It's Burger John's! Can you believe it? Why did we name him Burger John? Who wanted to name him Burger John's? Oh, it's silly. But yeah, that's all my grots. Well, I hope we're going to get the killer cans soon. It's going to be the next premium kit, which I'm hoping will come this month. But we'll be getting 3 killer cans. And we'll be getting 3 of those Thunderkin or whatever they're called from the... Oh, what are they called? Leagues of Photon. Yeah, look at my fire eyes. Look at them go. It's so silly looking. Yeah. Pretty fun. And then once we got all the killer cans, and I've got some mech guns. I'm going to buy some mech guns. Next time for something else I'm also going to be buying at the same time. Look at it, so squishable. I think the 9th Nurgling had a rule called squishable, where if you wounded them on a 2+, they lost their invulnerable save. What? So that meant... Oh. I get what you mean. If you can wound them on a roll of a 2... they lose their invulnerable save. Okay, I get it. I just thought that meant if you rolled a 2 or higher to wound them, they wouldn't get an invulnerable save, but a 1 is always a failure, so that just meant they never got an invulnerable save. Oh, so now that would mean if your double their toughness, if your strength is double their toughness. Or potentially if you got +1 to wound them. And you wounded them on 3s. Oh, that makes sense. These guys don't even get a save though. They have a 7+ save. I think their toughness 2. They... 7+ is terrible because that means on a 6-sided dice you have to roll a 7. But also means if we're in cover, the best save they can get is like a 6+. Oh, it's so stupid. You gotta love it. Where's the other one like that? Do you have a little bit of stuff to get rid of? Nah. What about you? There we go. Yeah. What size base are these on? They're on 25mm, right? Yeah, 25mm. So it's the same base as a Guardsman still. Which is surprising. I just really want them to release proper Grot. I've been waiting since I started playing orks. Like, back when... I don't know how old I was. 5, maybe? Five or 6. When I first picked up orks and found Grots and was like, why don't they have their own rules? I'm like, it's because, and then people are like, it's because the orks are so much bigger and tougher. The Grots get the Grots can't really fight and stop them from being bullied. And it's like, okay, that makes some kind of sense. But then... And then you look at fantasy and go, why do the goblins get their own rules? Like, you can make a goblin army in fantasy. And for orcs fair are even bigger than for goblins. And all the goblins have to fight back against the orcs is spears, but they somehow did it. And these Grots have guns and killer cans and Grot tanks. Surely these Grots can start a revolution and have their own Grot armies. No. Games Workshop says no. They're not snotlings. Snotlings are tinier. Snotlings are smaller. They're not snotlings. These are Grots, Gretchen, or goblins. These are the three names
Pour
that are
one
available
out for
for them.
Cupcon. She's been waiting decades for the Grot revolution to happen. She's still waiting. She'll forever be waiting.
The Grot revolution. The red gobbo. Give. Games Workshop hates us. Let her wait. No! Don't let me wait. Give me the Grot revolution. Look at that grabby grab. How good is it? Oh, it's good at grabbing. It's good at grabbing. It's not good at letting go. Grab him. Grab him. Grab him. Wait, grab him like that. Grab. Grabbed! Yeah! I can only ever go for Grot Revolution. Oh, do they actually have proper rules on Grot Revolution in BFG? The Grots don't even have proper models in BFG. What is this? Grab. I'm trying to grab them with the grabber. You know, when it can't like open up and close, it's very hard to grab them. And let go again when you finally do grab them. Oh gosh. It's so silly. Why am I getting notifications? There we go. Sap, sap. I'm just like playing with the toys now. I have very cool models. I do wish there was a bit more variation. I especially wish for more options for dinner for arms and stuff to change them out. Just fan rules, but probably the most fleshed out Grot Revolution army I've ever seen, 40k setting. Kind of. There is a way to create a Grot Revolution army. One, you can use a red gobbo as your leader. It's only legend rules, but you can still use them. Second is replace wolf herders with Grots. Or like Grots in power armor kind of thing. Third is use killer cans in the army, potentially death threads too, because there's nothing saying it can't be Grots in there if it wants to be. Although they'd be more accurate if it was a Grot. Use Grot tanks, again, they've only got legend rules at the moment. Maybe, I'm hoping that they'll bring back Grot tanks in plastic, because they're only small models. It'll be a really easy one to bring back in plastic in terms of, it won't be a massive mode, it won't be a lot of the problems that the other larger models have. And it'll be a popular one for people to buy. But still, legend rules are as applicable as any other rules, they're not fan rules. There's also the Grot Mega Tank, which is, again, legend rules, but Again, as long as you're not entering tournament, these are perfectly fine to play against. You don't need the other person's agreement to play Legends. You just need to not be in an official tournament setting. And some tournaments actually do accept Legends. It's fine. The game Gorka did have Rebel Grots as one of the factions you could play. Ooh, that's cool. Hi, Maureen. I think Red Gobbo is a command choice in the fleet list too. Little guy gets around. Yeah! So it's definitely a way to play. If you play the Dread Mob as well, it seems almost purposely made for Grots. Because you can have up to 18 kilocans in an army. 120 Grots. Which would include, I think, 12 Rough Herders. What else is there? You can have a Red Gobbo, but if you want to play officially, you can have like a Big Mech in Mega Armor. And, technically, I think the best way to do it would just be to get a Mech Boy. And to use a Mech Boy rules, but create a Grot proxy of him. So like a Grot in their own Grot version of Mega Armor, so it's a lot smaller. Because the main thing about him is that no characters... Oh no, there is one character, and you'll actually see a lot of 3D printed versions of him as a Grot. But there's a named character that can join Grot units. I think it's Psychic or something, I can't remember, it's crazy anyway. Having a Mech Boy and just using a Grot model to represent him can also work. Because he has a lone operative special rule as long as he's close to something else. Oh, so you've got the Mech Guns. You can have up to 9 Mech Guns. All Mech Guns are crewed by Grots. So you got your Mech Guns. You've got your kilocans. You've got your... This guy grabbed onto me. You got your actual Grots. Reading up under Red Gobbo, Gorka Morka was the game that actually introduced... Ooh, was it? That's interesting. I never knew that. I'm surprised this rules are only Legends, considering he's had a few model releases, including one, I think it was last Christmas. But still... There's a few ways that you can play kind of a Grot Revolution, but it always requires some... If you want it purely Grots, you've always got to do some kind of proxy because of Rough Herders. I mean, in theory, you can just Red Gobbo it. Go full Mech Guns, go full kilocans, and just make your army like that. And obviously, if you're doing the Grot Revolution, you can then use other vehicle models and just save that for being crewed by Grots. Although still, you will have to deal with the fact of the 5+ ballistic skill, not 4+, which is not very Grotty. But you just save that for these vehicles, you know, the Grots are having much more fun with them. Oh, someone didn't line up for shooting sites properly. But yeah, I just want him to make it so that you don't have to take Rough Herders and Grots units. Like, give us a detachment that can do that. I don't know. That's my biggest pet peeve. Last Christmas, you gave us a Grot, but the very next day to Legends.
Last Christmas, you gave us a Grot, but the very next day to Legends he stayed.
Yeah, sorry, Cuptle, I stole it again. Oh no. Like, just give Grots the ability to where you can choose to have a Rough Herder or a Grot Leader or Grot Rabble Rouser or something like that. That would be good, having a Rabble Rouser. Have a Rabble Rouser could have like a big shooter or something. Or a Grot Suka. But you can only use him if it's a certain detachment. Or if you have a Grot as your war boss, as your warlord. And then, like, the Grot character, it will have a rule saying if this character's your warlord, you can't take a war boss model or a big mech model. Oh. That would be fun. Ba, 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 ba. I just wish they added more official ways. I don't even like the idea of a Grot revolution. Because it feels like I just want the goblins. Hi, 7th Stage of Rage Studios. How you doing? Hello. I got green gloves. My hands aren't invisible. Actually, I'm wearing 2 layers of gloves. Because these green gloves are incredibly thin and terrible. But we got 30 Grotsies embarrassed after that stream. Don't worry about it. Chat not updating. It happens. Do you have your chat on your phone? Because if you keep chat up open on your phone, what I found is that you have to constantly refresh chat. And you have to constantly refresh the page. I don't know why, it's just, that's how it is. It's constantly doing that for me. I have chat like open on 3 different windows. I've got chat open right there on my main monitor. So it's there for me looking at it. Then I got chat on my second monitor over that direction. And then I've got chat over in the corner of this monitor right there. So wherever direction I look, I see chat and I still fail to see it. You have to take a monitor for OBS open. Yeah, sometimes that just happens. Unfortunately. Don't worry about it. And I still get issues even with it being open in 3 different places. Oh gosh. That's why I've got it open in so many places, because of just how many times I've had issues. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. I assumed there was something like that going on. I couldn't stay for too long anyway, because I had my own stream to get to. Belly wobble! Belly wobble. Oh, you can't wobble his belly because he's all plastic. I just imagine like he shoots him in the belly. But the gun's like literally a pea shooter, so all it does is make his belly go wobbly wibbly wobbly wobble. And then he goes, what? Pat, pat, pat. Poor little Grot Grot. You want some noodles? You want some noodles? Here's a big old noodle I got made for you. Yum, 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 yum. See, this is how orcs should treat the Grots. That's not a whip. That's just a big old noodle he's going to feed the Grots. You know. And that grabby grab. Now that's just for grabbing more noodles because he's got a big bowl of noodles just off screen. Orc equivalent of airsoft. And this isn't a squig for like attacking the Grots. No, this is just he's showing off his cool new pet to his Grots. He's like, hey Grots, look at my cool new pet. I'm like, oh boss, that's a cool pet. Can I pet it? It's like, yeah, go on then lad. Pet, pet, pet. Oh, it's adorable. Pet, pet, pet. Lick, lick, lick. Pet, pet, pet. Look, look. Pet, pet, pet. Bad. Cover him up. Pull it. Yeah. Oh. Saturnines. Oh my gosh, Saturnines are so huge. I don't really think about the other scale of the models until I start comparing orcs to Space Marine stuff. And it's like, yeah, Space Marines are huge. Anyway, love to stay, but I've got 2 streams tomorrow, so you need to get... Good night, 7th Stage of Rage. I hope you have a good sleepy sleeps. Pat, clap, handshake. Oh, handshake. 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 Foam war! 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a foam war. Grenade! Ah! You cheated! No, I didn't. Get some good rest. Yeah, and honestly, I think I'm gonna have to end my stream now. So, big love hearts to you guys. Tomorrow, there's no stream because it's a Thursday. I tried to do a little message though to you guys. Yeah. On Friday, we're doing more Total War, where we're going to be playing more Cetra. Yeah. Because I've not yet built a Hierophant type. A Hero Titan stack. That's the one. It's a Hero Titan. I want to build a good stack. And we've not finished conquering the desert just yet. I'm beating Kairos up. He's annoying me. Oh. And those annoying dwarves. And then we need to confederate Khalida. Yeah, there's a lot going on. And then on Saturday, we're playing more Halo Wars Definitive Edition. You know, I actually really want to play the game again. It's one of those, when you sometimes play a game for the first time, I know it's a bit annoying, but then afterwards you really want to play more of it. That's how I feel. I really want to play more Halo Wars. I'm excited. It feels like a blast from the past without actually even having ever played Halo Wars. It's weird. It reminds me of so many other old games. Like Tiberium Wars, those types of stuff. I used to play a lot of those ones. I like those types of strategy games. I am not as good at them as I used to be, mind you. I kind of want to play some Command and Conquer on the channel now. After playing because we can't get Halo Wars 2 because I can only get it from Microsoft Store and it's like 50 quid or something stupid. I'm like, yeah, I'm not paying that price. And I mean, we've got Halo 4 then to play, and then we've got all the other Halo games. Well, we don't have Halo 5 because, again, I can't play that on PC. We've got Halo Infinite, but I don't know if we'll play that. Hello, Paint Games. I'm sorry you're coming on at the end. Halo Wars is nostalgia bait without even being nostalgia. The power of a good game, yes. I do kind of want to play some of the... Oh, I should check the sales to see if there's any Command and Conquer games in the sales, because if it is, I might have to pick some up. Not the end again. I'm sorry, Paint Games. Go watch a VOD if you want to. Big love heart to you. Thanks for popping in, trying to say hi, though. I usually start my streams about 3 hours before now. Or sometimes it will be 3, 7, 8 hours before now. It was a morning stream. How many gits you built again? I've built 30 grots and 3 wooferders. Also before stream today, I built this Saturnine. Although we did finish him off with that thing. And I think I might give him a little... some more decoration, so he looks a bit more like a boss, like this dude does. Like a sergeant of a unit. Oh gosh. That's a lot of git soup. It is. There's only 30 grots in my 3,000 points of orks. There's 2 mech guns, I think. Oh, is it 3? No, there's 2 mech guns. I might be 3 mech guns. I can't remember. I need to check. 9 killer cans, but 6 of them are just looted sentinels. Old sentinels, not for modern sentinels. Because I'm just going to convert some of my old guardsmen into orky vehicles. Oh gosh. But yeah, I think that's it. And now then, so thanks for being here. If you've not liked the stream already, please like it. I'm sorry that it seemed to have dropped connection a few times. And if you remember to work hard but play harder, you just found something incredible. Eldritch Horror Space Catans. Fenomano Catans. Post about them in the Warhammer channel. There's apparently Catans beyond, what's it called, our galaxy and in other galaxies. I found out today because I was researching what's beyond the Milky Way galaxy and thought, no, don't eat cupcakes. That's a bad thing. Don't eat cupcakes. A friend's not food. Remember to play hard, but work hard. No. Work hard, but play harder. Take care of yourself. Be kind to others and vice versa. Ignore the ripping the glove. And eat good food. Sleep well. Dream of cupcakes, but don't eat cupcakes as a friends, not food, you daft little fellies. You fellows. What am I even doing today? I don't know. Whee!